4B. Listening.
And I'd like to welcome Andy Evans, the Director of Extreme Sports United, to the programme today. Andy, your speciality is bungee jumping, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Can you tell us something about bungee jumping? Whose idea was it?
Well, bungee jumping has been around for centuries, but it wasn't discovered in the West until relatively recently. It originated on the South Pacific island of Vanuatu, where young men known as land divers used to perform the ritual of jumping from tall wooden platforms with vines tied to their ankles.
And when did land diving actually become a sport?
Well, the first modern bungee jump happened about 20 years later in Bristol in the UK. A man called Chris Baker used a kind of elastic rope to make a bungee. That's the name of the rope. And 4 members of the Dangerous Sports Club made a jump from the Clifton Suspension Bridge on the 1st of April 1979. They were arrested almost immediately afterwards, but people continued jumping off bridges, especially in the US. For example, people did bungee jumps from the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. In fact, some of these jumps were sponsored by American television, and so this brought the concept of bungee jumping to the public eye, and then, of course, lots of people wanted to try it themselves.
How dangerous is bungee jumping? I mean, have people been killed while they were bungee jumping?
Actually, there have been relatively few fatalities, considering the number of successful jumps that have taken place. By far the most important thing is to make sure the bungee is the right length. The most common cause of death is using a bungee which is too long, but in most cases the calculations and fittings are double-checked before each jump.
How does it actually feel doing a bungee jump?
Well, many people say they love the feeling of falling so fast, but personally the bit I really like best is when the bungee reaches its full extent and then you fly upwards again. You just can't beat the feeling of flying back up after you've nearly hit the ground.